These sons and daughters of China, some fasting now for 6 straight days, a few going without food or water, continued their campaign for democracy, refusing to compromise.
Deng Xiaoping is like an emperor. Deng Xiaoping originally said, "We have over 300,000 soldiers. These are just a few students. We don't fear them." Now he refuses to speak with us.
But if Deng Xiaoping himself did not speak directly to the demonstrators in the square, 2 of his top government leaders did make the unprecedented gesture of visiting some of the hunger strikers who had been hospitalized.
These are the pictures that Chinese leaders wanted most to be seen. The secretary of the Communist Party, Zhao Ziyang, and Premier Li Peng displaying their best bedside manner at Union Hospital, ministering to victims of the hunger strike. Certainly the words of compromise were there. "Your enthusiasm for democracy is commendable," said Zhao, "but then the bottom line. We urge you students to end your hunger strike."
Premier Li Peng brought the same message to a remarkable meeting he held with some of the demonstrators.
Inside the Great Hall of the People, Premier Li Peng met face-to-face with the student leaders of this China rebellion. In an extraordinary broadcast on nationwide TV, the students by turns lectured, interrogated, and scolded their nation's top leaders, including Communist Party leaders. "Do you really run the government for the people?" said one of the strikers. "We expect answers and immediate results," said another. But the talks collapsed after Li Peng said the students should leave the square without preconditions. Tell them to leave the square.
But the students refused, calling instead for his resignation. On Friday, May 19th, the leadership made what would turn out to be one last gesture to compromise. At 5 in the morning, in a move unheard of in China's patriarchal society, Chinese government leaders went to Tiananmen Square and met face-to-face with the demonstrators.
Just a few minutes ago, the Chinese government television just released pictures of this morning's extraordinary visit to this square by the premier of the country, Li Peng, and the Communist Party leader, Zhao Ziyang.
The dialogue wasn't much of a dialogue. 80% of the time Li Peng spoke and the students weren't very happy. When it came Zhao's time to talk to the students, he came to the square and walked around the tents, but he began crying and he said to them, "I have come too late."
He promised them that if they would end their strike, the government would not end its dialogue with them.
At the time of their visit to the demonstrators in Tiananmen Square, Li Peng and Zhao Ziyang were locked in a bitter power struggle inside the communist hierarchy. The very next day, at a top-level meeting, China's maximum leader, Deng Xiaoping, resolved the dispute by throwing his support to Li Peng, the implacable enemy of the students. That critical decision signaled the start of the government's Get Tough policy, as Li Peng now declared martial law and called out the army.